What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is at Big Games BS, part of Dim Media Group, presented by MFTK Foundation. MFTK Foundation is the go-to foundation for go-to website. MFTKFoundation.com is go-to website for all the things about the MFTK Foundation. Here on this Wednesday before Turkey Day, you can hit the QR code, or you can go to the web. That'll take you directly to the website. Currently, we've got multiple things that are going to be going on. We've got gifts for good grades. We've also got donations being raised to help kids for the showcase on December 20th, as well as certain things for like my son's Pop Warner team. We got to raise some money to be able to go to nationals. Kind of similar to some other Florida State greats or players that are doing those things. Like, this is the time of year. It's very tough, man. So youth sports racket is good and it's bad because a lot of money has to get paid out during the worst time of year, the holidays. So for a lot of kids, if nothing else, this experience gives them every opportunity to be able to see the world in a different place. But it also is some of their Christmas. So it's that time to do what, like I said, it'd be a great opportunity for some of you guys if you have a little bit to spare to be able to make sure that the youths are able to get to do what they need to get to do. So I know last Monday's show we had to end it early because I had some obligations that I had to take care of. So we'll try to get through everything. I have no idea what we're talking about on today's show, but we have a lot of stuff to cover and to get through, including just other announcements. Like I'll be on Mark Rogers tonight, which would be streamed on our platform as well. And we've had a lot of other different things try to be streamed on our platform that we're still trying to get going. So with that being said, let's start our show off the same way we start every show off with the word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Make sure everybody that's in here watching right now, please hit that like button. Make sure you comment. Those things all help the algorithm, help push it forward. We got my guy Jaden back. Jaden, what we talk about today?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Big Games BS here on Wednesday, November 26th at 9:44 a.m. This is your first time at the show. Welcome, and it's called Big Games BS because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. First off, we have our MFTK segment to kick off the show. Going to talk about the high school showcase and some other MFTK events as well. And we also have a high school player to touch on. And then we have our college football talk, starting with FSU. We're going to get into FSU football and touch on an FSU basketball game as well before shifting back to some college football talk with the new college football playoff rankings and the current bracket from those rankings, as well as looking at the Heisman odds and a couple of coaches who are in the news. After that, we're going to touch on the NFL. This segment is going to be kicked off with some Jaguar talk, and then we're going to talk about the Monday Night Football game, if you even want to call it a game, that occurred between the Panthers and 49ers, before we get into some players, MVP odds, the Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalists, and some more stats from the NFL, like stat leaders and the division standings and playoff bracket. And then we're going to finish off the show with our Big Games BS section, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside the typical football world. And we have our BS or bussin' topic, where it is a food review segment where James gives the food item a BS or a bussin' review. But first things
Do
first.
we have the rank? I know this is sorry about that. I know Miles, you remember where it was at. I think we did this when Jaden first got here. We rank the Thanksgiving items.
Yeah, I tried to look for better ones, but there wasn't really any better ones out there that I could find. But
we get the one with trash. 'Cause I want to know what trash food that people eating out here, man. Because this is like the Super Bowl for cookers. Like if you ain't been asked to cook nothing at this point, like are you really like that? But all right. Well, let's get this thing cracking.
Here is the MFTK showcase that is happening on December 20th, and James is gonna take it away from here.
Oh, but Jennifer asked me what I'm cooking. I'm buying. I'm purchasing. Oh, I know how to cook collard greens really well, though. I am really good at cooking greens. I make a mean pot of greens. I can make a ham too. I don't cook. I don't because I don't have to. But I can live. I can survive. But getting back to what Jaden was talking about, the MFTK showcase, man, it's getting crazy. We got the competition for the city area is starting to get a little bit better. Guys are starting to like recognize. I'm cut off for some reason. I need to guys are starting to like see that it's people coming from all over to descend. I was talking about the MFT, the flyer, the tweet is like right. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. MFT, people are coming all over to make sure that they check out the showcase and get seen and get recruited. They know they're seeing a lot of people come out that are saying that they're going to be here, and you'll start seeing the major talking heads and recruiting start to actually recruit this out here. And a little bit based on some of the moves that I've been making over the last couple of weeks, getting heavily involved with FBU and a lot of the stuff like this. So people are very interested in recruiting. And it's funny because I joke with, there's a certain school that if they would just, pick up the phone and fucking call me, they could get direct access to this shit. So I will make sure it'll be streamed. If you have a kid, have them come out to the game. Now you just messed it up again, Miles. Oh, all right. Come to the game. I'm not coming to the game. Come to it because it's going to be a game-like atmosphere. Just looking at, we had practice yesterday for our youth. My 12U is still trying to figure itself out. My 10U is fucking fire. I got to see them against other 10-year-olds. Like we got some cats. We'll have 3 quarterbacks that can play different positions too, that can all equally spin it. And then we got like one of them is throwing the ball and the kids have to catch it in self-defense. It's crazy, like how Dom's son is. But we got kids that can run and go. Our 12U is going to get there once we get everybody. I got to get them around each other more. Man, them 14U kids is some goons. We're going to have 2 loaded. And our first tournament will be Battle Miami. And we have our 10U, both 12U, our 10U, 112U, both 14Us, 15U, and both 18Us, I believe, will be in attendance to Battle Miami. So I'm hype about that one right there. That's the largest one. Like that's the one that's the most competitive out of all of them. And we're gonna get active a little bit. So but the showcase, you got to come out here. The showcase does not mean, even if you win and do well in the showcase, doesn't mean you're going to be on our team. You don't have to come to the showcase to be on our team. I mean, no, excuse me. We want all of our guys in the showcase to come to the team. I mean, the people who are going to be on our team to participate in the showcase, because if you can't compete, I don't want you around me. But you don't have to be on our team to participate. Like you have no interest in playing for us. It is literally just about making sure that the young men come out and get active. And I want them to all be I want them all be great and do good things. So that's the end goal for all of this. So shout out to all of those guys. The 5v5 is the one that I'm really interested in because it should get physical with the reps that the wide receivers, and we have Hendricks, we have a kid from North Carolina, Knox Annis, we have the quarterback from Nice, we have the quarterback from Tallahassee Lincoln, we have I'm thinking Verpel is going to come. I'm pretty sure Verpel is going to come. If he wants to come, I'll save a spot for him. But we have the kid who I think is the passing leader in North Florida, and King Bloystein. I hope I said Kyle's son's name right. But he's coming out to win his reps and compete, and he should be a really good prospect out of Ed White. So we'll have some live arms, to say the least. So I can't wait to see what that's going to be like, and hopefully you guys share the tweets and we get more and more kids coming out ready to get active. So I don't think there's a bad, like, if you come and you stink, I think that's still a good thing to do, just to come out and compete, because you never know what's going to happen. You can have a great day, catch somebody's eye.
Donations. It is time for donations because MFTK is going global. So in partnership with Pylon, we're taking a squad to Tokyo, Japan for the 2026 JGA International Showcase, the first international 7-on-7 event in the Asia Pacific region. So James, just talk about how this even came about and more about the potential 7-on-7 showcase in Japan.
So you remember when we had it's a great interview.
Oh, I remember he was drooling a little bit, but I remember that interview.
She is banging. I can tell you that much. Erica, good people. Erica and Baron. I met the guys who were the head of Pylon, and Baron's the guy who started it. I met him at the Super Bowl, and we've been communicating. Had a great relationship. Baron's a very energetic person, very dynamic, very much so a visionary. A lot like myself. Guys like us sometimes are I don't want to say powder kegs, but we're very passionate, and because we do a lot, and we have the proper intentions when we come for this stuff for the kids. And I want all of these kids to do well. So, and right now the game is expanding. They're making flag football an Olympic sport, and I actually got offered. I'm going to is it Prague? Yeah, Prague. In the Czech Republic. I think that's where it's at. But anyways, I'm gonna go spend a couple weeks over the summer there coaching football. Their professional football league over there. So I say all this to say is that the game is expanding into the high school ranks, and they Pylon is headlining this. So Pylon has this, and we had our conversation, me and my partner, Colby Wright, Bryson Wright's father, and he extended his invitation, really at the worst to me. I'm not worried about how I'm going to pay my bills to get out there, but this is a great opportunity for some young men. I want to take 15. I want to take an entire team, but you can take individual kids can come out to it, and they'll put them on a team. So there's a minimum of 5 guys that I want to be able to bring out there, and this unfortunately it's the same weekend as Pylon Orlando. So we got to send a group of kids to Pylon Orlando that weekend, and then I'll be taking a group of guys over to Tokyo. Which one? You said the Pylon Orlando?
I said I know, but I'd rather
the Tokyo one.
Yeah.
I don't really. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate traveling like that.
But it's Japan.
I don't know. I'll probably have some fire ass content. I have no idea why I want to go, but
There's all sorts of different.
I don't want to be
the
stared at. I
cafes.
feel like I'm gonna be stared at everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And like poke that, and they're gonna try to grab my hair, and then I go to jail. And the last thing, I
You
don't.
get to see the drunk salary men. Like the people work so hard, they have so much pressure to impress their bosses that they have to go drinking. Boss invites you out drinking, so they ended up going too hard, get so drunk that they get wasted and fall asleep in the streets. People will come and put a blanket over them or put a pillow under them and make sure they're okay, sleep, and they wake up and go to work the next morning. And
Are you fucking serious?
a dead ass. I'm a wealth of knowledge. Wait till you go. I'll be filling your head with
The
nonsense.
only thing I want is because the guy with the glasses, right, that eats something and it's good and he throws his glasses. Apparently, they have fried bread and they stuff like cream, cheese or something in some kind of sweet cream in there. There's all kinds of different things. And that's the only thing that I'm interested in. So, outside of this competition, but great opportunity, great academic, academic and cultural experience for 5 young men, 5 to 15 young men. The goal again is 20,000. Is probably what it would take. The flight is expensive as shit. But like I was looking at flights right now, it's about $1,200 to get one layover. I don't want to take a bunch of kids and have to keep making stops. Like just boom, boom, just one layover, just get us out of there. Here, out of there. We may even try to get two one-way rentals. That might even make it cheaper. I might do that. And then we drive like the 15-passenger van to Orlando or something. Actually, now I think about it, that might be the play. We just cop the 15-passenger van that we were going to get anyway. Drive to Orlando, because I got to remember where we were flying out of it. If there's one out of Orlando, then we'll all be in Orlando anyway. We'll just go down there, but that's the goal. So if you're interested in that, please help me with that, because that's a cool cultural experience for these young men. So and shout out to Baron. Also, we have a lot of good pylon announcements that we'll be making. Basically, we're a battle team, so we have to go to battle tournaments. But Pylon has some cool stuff going on coming down the pipe, and we will be participating in all of that.
We got to talk about Miles McLaughlin, man, because he was so close to shattering Derrick Henry's high school record. So Miles entered his senior year as a 0-star with no D1 offers after 4,768 yards and 71 touchdowns this season. He's now a 3-star with multiple D1 offers, but he finished his high school career with 11,761 rushing yards, 363 short of Derrick Henry's record. But if you take a look at the numbers, he's averaging more yards per carry than Derrick Henry did, and he had more rushing touchdowns as well.
Give me this kid. Find the film. Fuck this. I saw Derrick was a mutant, and Derrick was going up against some really good teams during that time. Like First Coast High School was a walking Division I factory at the time here. Like I trained Derrick, so I gotta see this dude who looks like I'm trying to figure out who looks like a polar bear in the face. Like we gotta find film. I gotta see who he's running against. There's no way. Absolutely no way he's that good. Derrick was it. But that's still impressive regardless. You still got to run for that. But it's kind of like when I see guys, my Pilgrim Xander at Bowles, and I see what he's doing. Like, but let me just where is he from as well? Like, where is Knox High School? Okay, and all right. Yeah, man. It's still impressive, but it all makes sense now. It's Indiana, bro. Stop. Pause it. This isn't even right.
Are they blitzing everything?
No, Miles, that's not what I'm talking about. So there's a show called The Middle that used to come out, right? So ABC was going through this thing where they wanted to have like kind of reality type TV type shows. The Middle felt more like a real just TV show, but they used to it came on right after Modern Family. And I like Modern Family. Because Modern Family would act like it's a reality TV show, even though it's like a fake show. And then Modern Family, then they did Fresh Off the Boat, which was ironic because it was by Chinese immigrants, and I've had the guy's food before the store before. It was pretty good. And he was in Orlando during my time, like during the Shaq era. So it was like really, really a feel-good thing. And then they had The Middle. And The Middle was about a family kind of in middle America that wasn't poor. They weren't rich. They were just kind of like lower middle class, and they were just surviving, man. Going through all the kind of cool things, and just they had a weird, kind of a weird dorky kid. They had a weird daughter, but then they had the oldest son was like the cool athlete. And then it was something very noticeable about him. None of the athletes had any measurables, but they were in a small town, and he was just popular for that. This is what, then I thought about it like, man, what if we moved to like middle America? Like not Chicago, like just Podunk, whatever the fuck this is, Indiana. And Trey was out there. Would Trey be like considered a god at the time, at the end of the day? Because like that doesn't even look, they can't beat my son's 13U team that he's running up against. But go ahead, push play. Just watch. This terrible running technique. Blow it back up. So he got the kick. He doesn't even follow the kick out. He just outruns the people to the side. And then the guys don't want to tackle him. All right, let's see. Maybe something different. So we're in Wildcat. That's terrible tackling. Like, look at these guys. All right, this team looks a little bit okay. They got a brother here. Got a couple. 43 looks terrible. That was awful. All right, I can't watch this anymore. No, he didn't. He's not a 3. It's a reason why he had no stars with all that production. Like you gotta go to camps and you gotta be seen. You gotta do some other stuff like that. But kudo. At the end of the day, this man right here is gonna own a car dealership in his hometown. Like he's going to be spoken about like a guy like and those are really impressive numbers. And I he ain't Xander. I can tell you that. He is not Xander Edwards because Xander Edwards, boy, yeah, he got everybody afraid to tackle him. But kudos to him. It's a very good record, though. Very good record.
Now we're going to discuss FSU because this weekend is one of the most historic rivalries in college football and is going to be at the Swamp. Is going to be no other than Florida State versus the Florida Gators. So it's going to be this Saturday, 4:30 p.m. at Gainesville, and this is going to be on ESPN2. Both fan bases not happy with their school's record, but still a great rivalry. Nonetheless, one of the best in college football. And with the game announcement right here, we also have the depth chart for the game. So this
all
is
those same people played last week, so I have zero expectations.
Well, that's that, folks. So James has zero expectations for the.
I have no idea. And you know how I know this rivalry, how this game is just taking a shape of its own, and it's just not any good anymore. Right? It's not good right now. Have you ever heard somebody say 4:30 p.m.?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I knew it was 3:30, 12.
I've
7:30.
never heard ESPN say like 4:30 just feels weird. Like that's a random ass time. Like I almost want to say, is this supposed to be that? What's I know we're Eastern. What's the time zone like over in Europe or something like that? Where they're an hour ahead of us. Like I just like I don't. This game should be played on the CW. If I'm being honest.
even though both teams have had a black cloud over them this season, we have some good news coming from a player on the FSU squad, and that's Daryl Jackson Jr. So, Daryl Jackson Jr. had a turkey drive in the Joe Louis Projects in Tallahassee, Florida, and Coach Devin Rispers got it on camera. So, I'm going to read you the post by Coach Rispers before playing the video. Quote, Daryl Jackson turkey drive in the Joe Louis Projects. 8 years ago, this young man didn't know where he was going, but now he's going to the NFL after his final college game this weekend. He was hanging with the wrong crowd, had been expelled, and was headed nowhere fast. Corey Fuller convinced him to play football at Gadsden County High School. Mark Lyles built his body, and I pushed him to every college in the country. Other coaches poured into him, like Odell Haggins and Coach Knighton. But one thing that Daryl did that helped him get there, besides growing 4 inches and gaining over 140 pounds since his sophomore year, was cut out the nonsense, believed and listened and trusted in what we told him. He had never played football before, but we walked around every day saying, I'm going D1. Some of us laughed because he had never played, but he spoke it, worked it, and prayed it into existence. This is a surreal moment because I grew up in these same projects, and looking at how far we both have come, how blessed we are, and knowing that God put us together for a purpose. Daryl, you spoke it, you worked it, you believed, and it's here. Keep giving God the glory because you received some of the biggest blessings I've witnessed in my 45 years of living. I'm proud of you, and I love you, my boy. Miss Lisa, job well done.
One, this is the cool thing about this is this isn't his projects. So he's from Gadsden. This is one of Tallahassee's projects. I remember when Joe Louis was hopping. Joe Louis, like it was I remember getting in a fight at Joe Louis Projects, and it's only one way in and one way out of Joe Louis. He's at Joe Louis right now, yeah. So it's only one way in and one way out of Joe Louis. So it's not the best place to go starting shenanigans. I can tell you that much. I remember when Daryl left Maryland, went to Miami. I met him in Orlando, and I fronted him some work for a book bag drive that he did back in his hometown. The young man does have a propensity to want to give. And look at that. Like I told him, I also like guys with big heads, man. The guy got a big head just like me. I can relate. And he gives to the community. People will look at him and say all kinds of different things, and you'll judge him by his play on the field, maybe or may not, because a lot of y'all don't know if he's playing well or not. He's actually doing pretty damn good for what's being asked for him. If you looked at his social media, he's gone different things, but look at what he's doing. And look at the people lined up. The people are lined up looking to receive a blessing. And a lot of people judge people unfairly from the outside looking in, but what the fuck are you doing? And kudos to this man, this young man. And I gotta get him to learn the PR part. The PR person in me wants to see him be a little bit more engaging. There's a better way to stage this a little bit. Like if anybody's been to my book bag drives, my pictures look like I'm handing out all them goddamn book bags. We gonna take the picture of me with the bag, the holding the little one with the little color kids, and then the one with the MFCK. We're gonna always have that picture, but like we all. But as far as this, again, kudos to this man. I really, he's probably tired. He's got practice, got other shit to do. And I just gave away 20 birds, 20 fed 20 families myself. But a lot goes into this, man. People got to pay for the money comes from somewhere, man. And just as a guy in the comments at Bert Keaton, good friend of mine. There's some things that I was about to say that quote, man. Bert said this thing, man, and it's been no matter what happens, Bert will always be A1 in my life because Bert's gone through some stuff. He's had a kid graduate. He's had, personal issues that have gone on. But I would have never known that because Bert was always committed to giving. And we had the West Side jumping for about 2 years, man. I really wish I wish somebody, because like I saw Lil Duval gave $10,000 or say he'll match up to $10,000 to feeding Northeast Florida, and that feeds like 3,000 families. And I'm like, I'll give $10,000 if I can make sure I get to feed some people. And I just look at these things, man, and if you ain't giving, you ain't living. No matter what's going on in my life, I am never going to look like what I'm going through. I'm going to always give, and it's a cool thing. It's a redeeming quality, as I have but one flaw. It's a major flaw, apparently, and I don't know. I like women, but I give, and I like that controversy, and I speak my mind. But one thing I do is I give you I'm like my grandmother. I don't think my grandmother liked women. That'd be wild. That'd be wild. What if you found out, like, going through your parents or your grandparents' shit, and you found out some of the worst diabolical things that you ever could want to imagine? Luckily, I didn't find that out. But my grandmother was the type of person that would give you the shirt off of her back, but you gonna hear her fucking mouth. And that's just me. But shout out to Daryl Jackson. Love that for Florida State. Yeah.
Hopefully FSU football can get a W like FSU basketball did, because they defeated Cal State Bakersfield 59-89, a 40-point victory for the Seminoles. Just wanted to update everybody on the basketball team as of late. Now we're going to get into the college football playoff rankings and the bracket associated with these current rankings. So first things first, let's share this with the fans in the chat. So these are the rankings as of yesterday. Ohio State, number 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Bama, BYU, Miami, Utah, Vandy, Michigan, Texas, USC, Virginia, Tennessee, ASU, SMU, Pitt, Georgia Tech, Tulane, and Arizona. And here is the bracket for the rankings as of yesterday. So going from the left to right, you have Oklahoma and Notre Dame, the 8 and 9 matchup. Then you would have Ole Miss and Bama. Whew, man. South shall rise again matchup right there. Then you got Texas Tech and Tulane. Then you also have Oregon facing off against the number 11 ranked Miami, each of the top 4 seeds having that first round bye, if you will. James, a lot of people are mad. JMU and UNT are not in the mix. I've been seeing a lot of discourse online about that, but this is the projected bracket for this week's current college football playoff rankings, everybody.
One, it's the projected bracket because it has the highest ranked team in the ACC. But the reality is Miami won't be there. That'd be Virginia or SMU, more than likely. Maybe Pitt, if Pitt can continue to do what they're doing, that may change things as well. But the G5 teams, you have to be the highest ranked G5 team, so they just got to let it play out. Tulane's a pretty good person, and they got to get into that top 10, which is going to be difficult. But this weekend, a lot of anarchy. We're going to drop that video Wednesday, Miles, or Thursday? I mean, tomorrow, I guess. The Texas Irrigator Bowl one. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, yeah. Shit. Yeah, so check that out again if you want to know what to look forward to in a bowl game show. That's what that show is for. Alabama plays Auburn. Ole Miss plays Mississippi State, with a lot of controversy surrounding will Lane stay, will Lane go. Lane is going to be the talk of college football all weekend. You put that back up, please, Jada. UM plays Pitt, who's still fighting for the opportunity to play. Georgia plays Georgia Tech, and the only way that Tech has a chance to make this is by beating Georgia. And Oklahoma plays LSU, I believe. Watch for there's going to be this weekend has always got major upsets. So watch for a lot of upsets to potentially happen. That's just what I feel and what I believe. So I think it's going to come down to a lot of those different things. So and then we still have conference championship weekend. So a lot of shenanigans and a lot of craziness can happen. The only team that like if Ole Miss and Alabama win, they're locked. Like some people can lock in their playoff spot. Some people can create chaos by just not doing things. And what would be interesting is what would they do with Ole Miss if Lane Kiffin decides to take the Florida or LSU job? Will they not allow them to go in because that's not the same team without their head coach? They have set precedent with this, with not allowing Florida State in because they felt they were not the same team without their starting quarterback. So it's very interesting how this stuff will shake out. Still could be positive news for Miami, but they have to finish the drill and be at Pitt in on Friday's show. Jaden, can we make sure we get like a weather report for some of these places because I know it's going to be wild this weekend. I don't think it's going to snow up that way. I haven't really paid attention to it, but I do know it's typically cold around Thanksgiving and then it gets warm again and then it starts freezing. Like, so around this time, it's just when you can get that first snow. But Miami, Florida teams never bear well in the snow. And I know Carson got that elbow. So that arthritis or whatever that shit comes in with that. So
Here are your Heisman odds after week 13, courtesy of BetMGM. And no surprise that Fernando Mendoza is the favorite to land the Heisman, but Jeremiah Love has been climbing the ranks. He had a monster game against Syracuse last week, bumping him up to second place. His odds for the Heisman are plus 375. Then you got Julian Sayin, the Ohio State quarterback, Diego Pavia, Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton, Jacob Rodriguez, Jeremiah Smith, Jaden Mava, and Haynes King to round out your Heisman front runners, courtesy of BetMGM.
It normally goes to the quarterback on the best team. There is nobody with imaginary made up stats this year to win it. Jeremiah only has one more game, so that hinders him. So I'd put my money on Mendoza or Sayin, because they have a chance. I don't know, but Texas A&M and Georgia would line up head to head, but I don't know what those quarterbacks have done. I think Indiana makes history this year, or Julian Sayin will win it. Bert put the weather report and I just looked at it. It's a chance of rain on that Sunday, snow and sleet, but it's going to be cold in Pittsburgh. So, all right, do you heat it up?
You mentioned Lane Kiffin a little bit ago, James, and we just have a report based off Pete Nakos. So he gave some insight on the Lane Kiffin coaching debacle. So Monday afternoon update on the latest Lane Kiffin. So Florida, LSU, and Ole Miss wait as Kiffin holds the keys to coaching carousel. And he quote tweeted this by saying, over the last 2 weeks, Florida and LSU have both held confidence that they were on track to land Lane. Lines of communication remain open between all three schools, that is Florida, LSU, and Ole Miss, in Kiffin's camp. Sources have told On 3. Now, James, I did see a clip of Nick Saban saying that the coaching carousel is a major problem in regards to the timeline in respect to college football. I don't know if you saw that clip circulating around.
No, I didn't. Can you play it?
Yeah, I'm going to find it right quick. But, James, we talk about this every week, almost every episode of Lane Kiffin and his coaching search. But any more inside news on Lane Kiffin's coaching search? Or do you just want to share your opinion on where you think the dice will roll for Lane?
One of the things is from what I've been told, there's a memorial, MOU, a memorandum of understanding, basically a contract, and there's a financial penalty when you back out of those memorandum, of understanding. And if he backs out, goes somewhere else, UF gets money, but it doesn't really. It's like pennies when it compared to everything else. So it just basically gives them opportunity. From what he signed a UF from what I'm told. I don't know. He just signed a UF from what I'm told. The athletic directors have met, buyouts are being restructured. Lane and the Glizzy Gobbler, Jimmy Sexton, they've all figured this thing out. Let me see if I can I wish I could find one. We need to look up what those voice distorters. So I like put me on mute real quick, Jada.
Here is the video of Nick Saban discussing the conundrum in college football. So the quote in this clip that went viral is that Saban said, quote, "This is not a Lane Kiffin conundrum. This is a college football conundrum that we need some leadership to step up and change the rules on how this gets done." So I'm going to play the video, and I want you guys to let us know what you think of Nick Saban's comments in the chat.
Real quick, Jaden. I don't know what's going on with Nick, man. Like, go put it back up. Like, what is Nick doing? Like, it's something weird about his head right now. I don't like the haircut.
Ozempic? No, I'm just playing. I don't know.
He wilding. I just noticed something because I haven't been compelled to watch college football like that. But look at who's sitting in the center. Actually, take me out, blow me up. We got our official correspondents. I would not say his name because names are protected. If you recognize him, please don't say anything. I want to get some information about the Ole Miss situation, and also we're gonna get a little HBCU talk. So, I'm gonna try not to make sure I say whatever. But just can you give us the understanding of what the Ole Miss situation with Lane Kiffin as it relates to the University of Florida, LSU, and Ole Miss?
So basically, my sources from all three sides, Ole Miss, Florida, and LSU, all said pretty much the same thing. The first thing is that untypical Jimmy Sexton fashion, that all three schools have offered the same amount of money, same amount of years in contract, as well as everything with NIL. So none of the three.
Damn, he was giving some good shit. And the sound went out. Damn it, he was doing too good. The ops of guidance.
Try it again.
Mic check. Let me know about the sound. Still no sound.
Mic check. All right, we're good. Start back with what season? It's not Christmas season. It's not Thanksgiving season. Did you say in not so many words that what could come into effect with this decision is that it's always get your girl back season? Because I thought Lane was divorced.
So Lane is divorced, but Lane, in his sobriety, Lane in his therapy, Lane in his yoga and Zen and everything that Lane is doing, him and his former wife, ex-wife Layla, they've rekindled. They're very close. They talk to each other a lot. They spend a lot of the holidays and everything with each other. They have the kids. But Layla is a booster at University of Florida. Layla's father, David Reeves, is a bull gator at University of Florida. Layla and Lane actually met and dated while she was at University of Florida. So University of Florida is a place that Lane has an affinity for because of his ex-wife. Also with that, there's the situation with the child who plays football. And ironically, the head coach at Buchholz High School is a former classmate of Layla Kiffin. So as you see, a lot of things could be coincidence, could be connecting the dots, but these are all things that are there on the Lane Kiffin side to University of Florida. Also with, Steve Spurrier being somewhat of a mentor to Lane Kiffin in his coaching career. So from what I understand, from everything that I've heard, everything that I've, talked to, like I said, with people on all three sides, all the contracts are the same, all the numbers are the same, but we just don't know pretty much where Lane is thinking. What I have been told is that Lane has signed a memorandum of understanding with one of the three schools. But if he's signing one with one of the three schools, it's not Ole Miss, because if it's Ole Miss, they probably made it public that Lane is retaining and coming back to Ole Miss. But what I've been told with the memorandum of understanding is that Lane Kiffin has agreed to going to one of the two schools that are not Ole Miss, and in that agreement, that if he doesn't go to the school, there's a couple of $1 million that he have to pay to said school. Also, in that, Lane has already started to send the school of choice stuff to go through the compliance department on coaches being hired. Also, Lane has been in works with the schools about off the field staff. One school didn't want him to bring his general manager, Billy Glasscock, to their particular campus. They wanted to keep their general manager, but I've now been told that situation has been figured out and handled, that Lane, wherever he goes, Billy Glasscock will go, as well as his director of football operations, Thad Rivers from Tallahassee, Florida.
I'm gonna say that name sounds familiar.
Has been with Lane. I think he went to Florida High.
Yeah. That's that buddy who was at shit. He was at Wake Forest for a minute, if I remember correctly.
I believe he was there for a while, and he's been with Lane from FAU to now Ole Miss. So I'm hearing that Lane's off the field staff with DFO, general manager, director of player personnel, all of that was something that Lane wanted in his contract to wherever he goes. So one school was kind of against it. Now they've kind of got in line and said, know what? If this is what's going to take to seal the deal, then go ahead, Lane, we're with it. So pretty much that's what we have with Lane. I'm expecting an announcement from everything I've been told. Probably during the Egg Bowl. So don't be surprised during the Egg Bowl or maybe after the Egg Bowl, there is something announced or leaked that Lane has came into agreement with whatever said school that he's going to, and that he will coach the playoffs and all those kind of things, because I've been told that Lane's agent, Jimmy Sexton, as long as his current boss, AD at Ole Miss, has actually met with an athletic director and representatives of that school about how this thing will work. So like I said, pretty much what I'm hearing it is that Lane will coach the Egg Bowl. We know that's coming up. He will coach Ole Miss in the playoffs. But you expect that when he takes the job, that his personnel department will probably be going to the new job and start assessing things at the new job, such as roster, recruiting board, how things are ran at that school, start probably talking to players, and exit interviews and things of that nature. So it's going to be different paradigm what we see because we just saw Oklahoma State hire Eric Morris. So we are seeing that coaches are leaving their current jobs with playoffs on the line, conference championships on the line, taking new jobs. But what they're doing, they're sending their off-the-field staff to the new job to start doing the work. So when they get there, some things are already done. So that's everything that I'm hearing on the Lane Kiffin side. If I had to handicap this thing, I will say that he probably ends up in Gainesville, Florida, from everything that I've heard. But University of Florida, just in case this doesn't work, they've started to talk to Lincoln Riley, as well as they reached out to Kenny Dillingham, from what I've heard. I've also heard that LSU, just in case it doesn't work for them, is also trying to talk to Lincoln Riley and also trying to talk to Kenny Dillingham as well. So it's pretty much both schools are shopping in the same pond. LSU is probably going to talk to the head coach at Missouri, Eli Drinkowitz, just in case things don't go well for him at Penn State, and he gets up out of there. So that's pretty much how I'm hearing the coaching carousel is going.
All right, well, cool. Let's shift from minding our PWI business to seeing what's going on with HBCU talk. Much has been had. This season wasn't very great on the highest of Seven Hills, and both of us have an affinity for that university. Both of us basically having spent a lot of time there. What is going on with FAMU in regards to head coaching, and have they made that official? Is it imminent, or does Colsey have an opportunity to come back and turn that around?
So the FAMU coaching thing is very complex. It's very complex because if you read the article yesterday, Coach Colsey did say that he thinks that part of his not being successful is because of high turnover at the university from the administration side. And he cited, instability as athletic director, instability at the president's seat has caused a lot of things that happen in the football field. Now, so some people on the casual outside, they're probably looking at it and say he has a point. Some people look at it from the other side, they're saying that none of that has to do with anything with your safety, not knowing how to play quarters defense. None of that has to do with you getting blown out multiple times at home, in front of your home crowd. None of that has to do with any of those things where not managing to keep leads, protect leads, nothing of that has to do with anything. You follow football like I follow football. I've never once heard the president calling a prevent defense, and that's the reason why a team loses. If that's the way that we're going with this, Mike Norvell at Florida State might want to try to use the same thing and say, because my athletic director seems to be applying for jobs in other places, and because my president is kind of a fairly new president, that's the reason why the last two seasons have transpired the way they've transpired. But nevertheless, what we do know is this. I subscribe to the method of this. I do think that every coach should be given 4 years to keep their job. In this case, I think Colsey has a 3-year contract. So in the 3-year contract, let's look at it. He was 7-5 last year. He's currently 5-6 this year. They have a very winnable game in Mississippi Valley State that can keep them at 6-6. But there's the smell test of this says that there's no progression. It looks like a lot of regression. They haven't recruited well. They haven't recruited well high school. They haven't recruited well in the portal. Coaching decisions look very bad. It just looks like a program going nowhere. And after firing pretty much every coach that was on staff and bringing in all the new coaches that you now currently have, at some point when it goes bad, you have to look at the mirror and say, it's me. And this might be one of those situations where FAMU alum, FAMU brass, FAMU administration have to really look at this and say, if we keep this guy, is it costing us money? Or if we keep this guy, does it gain us money? Right now, after Like I said, you've played every home game this year except for one, and you probably lost by more than 20 points in all of them. So your home field advantage that you once had, you no longer have. Your fans aren't really going to away games, supporting teams like they normally do. So just a lot of different things that I think FAMU has to figure out. And you have to also figure out, is Coach Colsey the right person to lead the program? Every time there's a loss, there's good talk about fixing it, getting it together, and then you go out like nothing changed. So Coach Colsey, you have to worry because Quinn Gray is doing a great job up there where he is right now. He's conference champion. He won his first round playoff game. He's going to play another game.
That is the team that he's beat twice already this season.
Yeah. So you have to look at it and you think that Quinn has this thing rolling, and with Quinn having this thing rolling, Quinn obviously is the leader of the clubhouse if FAMU has to make a change for this job. FAMU alum, he understands what it takes. It could probably make the boosters open up the wallet a little bit more to give money and do different things. Now, yes, FAMU does have a situation where Colsey is somewhat right, where there has been a lot of turnover in the athletic department. There have been some changes made in the administration. But you have a president who isn't going anywhere in Marva Johnson. She will be there for the next 4 or 5 years, according to her contract. You now have an athletic director.
Football guy.
Football guy who one of Colsey's former teammates and John Davis, who knows football, but he doesn't know the administration side. But he has a gift in his pocket because the former athletic director is now a special assistant to the president, Angela Adams Suggs, who is special assistant to the president, but her oversight is into athletics. So you have someone who can help the AD figure out some of this stuff and those kind of things. So pretty much in his contract, it states that you have to notify him that he'll be let go in 60 days. So you can do that anytime you want to. In his contract, it also states that he has no buyout, that FAMU only owes him 4 weeks of salary, that if they let him go. So to me, I look at this thing a little different because who the hell lets you sign a contract with no buyout and only states that you only have 4 weeks of salary? So if anything, that lets you know right there that Colsey probably wasn't the person for the job because his agent wasn't agenting. But I personally think that just like Florida State, if you allow James Colsey to come back, Coach Colsey has to know that he's on the shortest leashes with FAMU, and if the season starts off wrong, probably by week 4 he's being fired. But in Jeremy Foley used to have a thing at University of Florida that says, don't delay what needs to be done. And I think that that's where FAMU is. I don't think they need to delay this situation. I think they just need to go ahead and move on with it. And if Quinn Gray is the person that they want to go with, just go ahead and move on with Quinn. It'd be a quick plug. You get Quinn in, you just go from there. But if this is going to be one of those situations where FAMU is going to be taking suggestions from everybody known to man, it is going to take a little while longer, then I guess you have to keep Colsey and let Colsey fire some more coaches and go from there. But the one thing I do say is this. If Coach Colsey is going to talk about commitment from administration, he's going to talk about commitment from alumni and boosters, and he's going to talk about all the commitments that he needs from FAMU, Coach Colsey has to actually make a commitment to the program himself. You cannot be the head coach of this football program and during evaluation periods and getting your team ready in spring, you're umpiring softball and baseball games. So you can't say that I'm looking for a commitment from them, and you won't even make that commitment to the school that you're coaching. So with that being said, that's one of those things I feel that if Coach Colsey is going to be committed to doing baseball or softball, then Coach Colsey needs to say, you know what, I'm not the guy for this job. Let me go on and do what I need to do somewhere else, and you just move on. But losing the Cookman in the fashion that you just lost to, I don't think that's going to sit well with former players, former alum, or anybody in that situation. But with that being said, if I have to handicap this situation, I actually think FAMU moves on from Coach Colsey. And I can see Quinn Gray coming. The only thing that I have with that is there are some other coaches that want this FAMU job. And as much as I just say just give Quinn the job, I think FAMU has to do their due diligence in allowing people to apply for the job, and at least saying that we search high, we search low, Quinn's the best one, but we've talked to other people. From what I've been told, there's a coach on Mississippi State staff that's interested in the FAMU job. There's a coach at Southern Miss on that staff that's interested in the job. There's a coach at University of Florida who's interested in the job, not on the staff, but support staff. There's a coach at FIU that's on that staff that potentially is interested in the job. Speaking of FIU, shout out to Willie Simmons, who left FAMU, went on to Duke. In 1 year, he's got that program bowl eligible. And in bowl eligibility, Willie Simmons is showing he's a great coach. The sky is the limit. And I'm going to say this. I don't think it's going to happen. But if Alex Golish was to leave USF and take this Arkansas job, if USF was smart, they would call Willie Simmons and say, come up the turnpike and come be our coach. They can pay him
Shotgun Willie Simmons.
It's a higher profile job. They can double his salary. They can double the staff. And I think Willie can do well there. Also, I'm going to say this. If Duke is to hire Manny Diaz, I wouldn't be surprised if Willie Simmons' name was tossed around the Duke job to be the head coach. Nor would I be surprised if Manny Diaz didn't call Willie Simmons to be the offensive coordinator at Penn State. I think also a school like Stanford, that's a high academic school. Willie Simmons has worked at Duke. That's a high academic school. I would not pick up the phone and give him a phone call to see what he could do at a school like Stanford.
Last time Stanford was good, they had a black coach.
Exactly, Tyrone Willingham. So, and David Shaw.
I was more so talking about D. Shaw, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but but those are some situations I would go. I am hearing that Penn State's coaching search is kind of disheveled right now. They thought they were going to get Matt Rule. I heard that's not going to happen.
Heavy after drink right now, but that's all that out.
Drinkowitz, but I don't know if Drinkowitz is better than James Franklin. I'm hearing Brian Hartline's name being attached to the job. I don't know if he was better than James Franklin either. I think that some of these schools have to not panic. And what I mean by not panic, James Franklin was a damn good football coach. Mm-hmm. And they panicked, and they may not get a better coach than what they lost. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if I was Penn State, I would call Dan Mullen. He's from 30 minutes away from Penn State. You know, Dan Mullen's a good football coach. Penn State has the infrastructure for recruiting, NIL. It'll be a forced situation on Dan, unlike Florida where he chose not to. It's already set up, so Dan doesn't really have to. And we know that Dan Mullen, at least 2-3 times a year, is going to blow a game, but we also know 2-3 times a game he's going to win games that he doesn't plan on winning. And we know that Dan Mullen, with Ohio State being in that conference, Oregon being in that conference, Michigan being in those conferences, he can probably beat 1 or 2 of them every year with the right players and everything of that nature. If I was Penn State, that probably would be my first call. But I'm not Penn State, and that's what they're doing. Also, Virginia Tech might have hit the lottery in this offseason carousel because they actually have a coach that fits what they're doing. He's going to bring a lot of good players in.
Develop the fuck out of them.
It's the ACC. He's going to win 9, 10, probably 11 games and get into the playoffs.
Win 10 and you're in is all the playoffs. Is all you got to do with the playoffs.
Exactly. Now, from what I was told, James Franklin, from the day he got fired, he was interested in the North Carolina job in case they let go of Bill Belichick. He was interested in the Maryland job in case they let go of Coach Locks. And the Virginia Tech job was a job that was there. And the more and more we hear about this, we hear that Frank Beamer and the coach that got fired, Coach Pry, were very instrumental in getting James Franklin there. And this is where I've had a lot of people say, well, Florida State should have went after James Franklin. Florida State should have went after James Franklin. I hear it, but it's kind of hard to go after a coach that maybe wasn't interested in you. But on the Florida State side, I do think they have some things they have to figure out. We hear that they're talking about off field. James, I think you know from our conversation, I think it's some on-field stuff as well as off-field stuff that they have to work out. I think on the off-the-field side, they need to clear out the whole building on that side. I think on the field side, I know a lot of schools get enamored by wanting alum on their staff, but man, if you're going to hire alum, I'm very big on hiring alum that makes sense and alum that actually have a track record of being good at what they're doing. There's no knock on your former teammate. But if you're going to hire a coach that coaches a certain position, I probably would have hired Derek Nicholson, a guy who was very good being the defensive coordinator, showing a track record of being good, showing a track record of showing he can recruit, instead of just hiring a fan favorite. But
Derek wants to be here too, by the way.
Exactly. Also, I think it's time to move on from Chris Thompson. I think it's time to move on from Papoose. But those are the coach's guys. And when we talk about a former coach that walked the sideline at Florida State, hiring friends, we see a current coach that actually hires friends and keeps his friends there. I know I was talking to some people in the DFO world. They've looked at Florida State structure. They've seen chief of staff. They've seen associate athletic director of football. They've seen general manager. They've seen DFO. They've seen director of player personnel. I don't know what the org chart looks like, but a lot of that stuff, a lot of those people are probably doing the same job.
Gotcha. Inefficient, and people are just stepping over it. Like, you can get a lot of that done with the same person.
Exactly. So that's pretty much that. So that's pretty much all I have.
One question, I do want to put this out there. So any of those jobs outside of one, because I couldn't do that. It's against my religion, which I don't have one, but just if I had one, it would be against that. Just put it out there that there's a guy in Jacksonville that has this organization that spans all the way to Mississippi. No, probably to Louisiana, all the way up to North Carolina and down through the Keys. And maybe even sprinkles of some other places that if they pay him $250,000 and let him work from home, he'll definitely help their recruiting department. But if he got to come in-house, you got to pay him $500,000. But just let me $250,000, let him work from home, and don't bother him. Just say who you want, and he will have them show up to a showcase on December 20th. And for $25, if they get that kid paid for, they will get it up close and personal. And he would probably try to influence that kid to come there. But, there's just, people can be bought. Again, the guy don't want to come into an office, and all he wants to do is just get on this little podcast and talk a little bit of shit and not get suspended from coaching like he did from Duval County schools. Just a lot of things, just real simple things. Just a simple man that just has a lot of connections to kids, man. You can tell the Florida State people, you can tell whoever else you want to know. You can tell even Mr. Simmons. He has a report at He has reports for every school, and if that school on the hill, they don't have to pay that much. They just give him about $75K, and he'll make it work for them. Like, he got one right now. He'll get them TJ. One thing they better do is they better honor that commitment from TJ Cole. That's all I'm saying.
Now, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna give you this one as I go leave and do some Thanksgiving things. There's always a surprise in college football with coaching searches, and we haven't got that surprise yet. But don't be surprised if we get a big surprise probably the next few weeks. I'm hearing that if Lincoln Riley happens to leave USC,
there's going to be a guy from the South that might go back west, huh, man?
That Kalen DeBoer could very much leave Alabama. And if that job opens, I'll say this. Every school that's after Lane Kiffin currently might be in trouble.
Understood.
Also, don't be surprised if we hear Steve Sarkisian
Go to the
might go to
NFL.
the NFL,
Yeah,
and the Atlanta Falcons job might be open.
I've talked about this stuff before. It's easy. I can
Steve-
remember it, Mouse.
Steve Sarkisian once coached.
L'Oreal
In Atlanta.
want to be in Atlanta. Basically, Sark's
Steve-
wife.
Steve
Sark's
Sark-
wife is a hot girl.
Steve Sarkisian met his wife. Well, they rekindled in Atlanta. So
Because you know what season it is? It is always get your girl back season. And it works with coaching.
I wish I never met her.
Hey, listen, man.
So
Don't-
y'all be blessed, man. And I'm out of here.
all right, bro. I'll holler at you, bro.
We did a segment called "I'm Here." Just get it like
I get that
weekly
every week. Yeah, like, yeah.
behind.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Like, I gotta just get something to distort his voice.
I have one.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it. What was it?
Oh, did it? Was it playing?
No, I turned it.
Oh, I was gonna say okay.
I
Hold
don't
on,
know
let me
how
see.
much it would-
Hello.
It's gonna be a little delay, so you're. That's megaphone. Now this is distorted. Can you hear me now?
No, I mean, I can't. It was, I said hello and it sounded like my voice. Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, okay, we're gonna get that all off season.
Yeah, we doing that shit all off season. We're going to get so what I heard. Oh yeah, hell yeah, we got to change the voice up. I got to protect my dog. But yeah, my dog has helped me predict a lot of shit. So when we was rocking in the fifth quarter, I was getting a lot of. When I tell you, the connecting the dots is connecting the
Don't
dots.
give his name.
I can't but I'm just saying, no other show guy. I'm telling you, because I had to give him with respect that I don't give everybody else. Everybody else, but he knows I'm crazy, and he knows who I am. But I got him like, hey man, before you because if they find out, it could get the other guys is just them that can get in trouble. Then they're beat writers or some shit like that. Crow don't give a fuck. Crow is rich.
Yeah, already.
Right now, they're about to make me be like Crow. That's the worst thing that can happen to me is what I'm going through right now. I'm gonna be like Crow and just start letting the chopper sing like I'm Saint Lamar, just making YN rap, YN R&B music. But anyways, though, it's some good stuff there. I didn't really know about Dilly being invited and all those things, but that was a very interesting. Basically, LSU and Florida are doing what all NBA basketball players do with Kim Kardashian. They're sharing her. People ask these questions. Why does everybody date the same woman? There's a reason why they date the same woman, because the woman know how to fucking act. I'm tired of paying times for this good Thanksgiving. James, if we need to give you that $250, we need just might scared to recruit. It's not a fear. They're just you know how I know? They're coming to the damn showcase. It's all recruiting. Why would I come to Jacksonville, Florida, that has no track record of having a big recruiting event? You sell the invisible.
Well, you're starting.
I'm saying, us, you think those kids just woke up and said, let me call Big Game or call Kobe? No, what we did was we got a really big fish. And from that big fish, we signed a really big deal with Battle. And from the connections, we got a really good relationship with Pylon, which I can't say what's going to happen, but it's some big shit that's going to happen. And we said F you to somebody down south. We still may send a team there if they give us the opportunity, but that was dilly-dallying. And so, it's just, hey, I got a PR person we trying to do a deal because I got to get my free shit in San Francisco. We try to get us lined up. That's why y'all dumbasses I love y'all, but sign up for the damn all-in package. Then come hang out with me at the Super Bowl and come get free shit. Don't believe it's good? Ask Jaden, how much stuff did you get? If Jaden might have fell asleep with Juice.
No, I got a lot of stuff, from the gifted suites, man. Got a lot of stuff and memories for sure.
Did you see anybody that was famous?
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saw Acho, Joy Taylor won. Same place, same time.
It
But
was wild. And it's
that was
not,
wild. Anyways,
yeah, it's wild.
that was wild. But saw everybody you can imagine.
I should
Cam
have robbed
Newton.
old boy with the Jordans though, because I still haven't been able to get the all red Jordans.
Oh, the dude who the dude who asked you how you can do it, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the cool old white man who started Guess Jeans. He's like, I'm a real African.
Jeff Hamilton.
Yeah, his name just sound like regular, but then you look at him and everybody who got the fly NBA jackets is buying from him. It's a cool experience, if nothing else. And the combine is also really, really dope for you guys that want to go to this kind of stuff. But anyways, we just had a whole scoop. We got to clip that, and just that right there should do numbers by itself. Jaden, you saw Jay-Z? Oh, Joy. Was anything back? No, it's nothing back there, guys. Joy is French toast. If you had to imagine, it's just French toast.
I like French toast.
I mean, it's delicious if you do it the right way. Joy Taylor. It seems like a lot of fun. As my guy says all the time, even though she's built like an orange Nike shoebox, she is made for She is built for impact.
Oh my.
You can have a lot of fun with a Joy Taylor. Like I'm sure she's about whatever you about. Like and just, but Achu is very punchable. I understand why Sheena says I hate everything. I was like, Sheena, that suit is nice. I don't like that suit. I said, Sheena, the suit is fly. I don't like it on them. Fair enough. We just hating today. I get it. We just hating today. Hey, listen. Sometimes you just gotta hate with your friends. Yeah. But no. All right, let's go get back on track with sports.
All right, we gotta get through this college segment right quick so we can hit on the NFL. But one last thing in the college segment, revolving around coaches, is the North Texas coach, James. So North Texas coach Eric Morris is expected to become the next Oklahoma State head coach. Morris is set to coach out UNT's remaining games, including both a potential American Conference title game appearance and college football playoff bid. Just to give some background on Morris, Morris has North Texas 10-1 this year, already the best season in school history. Morris is a noted quarterback identifier, and developer, having signed Cam Ward and John Mateer, and he recruited Patrick Mahomes to Texas Tech as well. But James, they always blame the kids, man. Always blame the kids, but coaches getting his bread, going to Oklahoma State. Just wanted to share that with everybody as of right now. And he does have UNT rocking, having the best season in school history, and is looking like he's not going to make it 2 consecutive seasons at the school. So.
He's a really good offensive mind. A lot of people were talking about him going and taking a lesser job as an OC somewhere to be able to get bigger. But kudos to him. And James, my guy up in Indiana, he's going to probably follow the James Madison approach. Unfortunately, UNC's got to get gutted for that to happen, and people just got to do the same thing, like go gut somebody else. This is how life works.
This is how life works. And we are at our NFL segment for today. We actually have...
Yo, hold up real quick. Breaking news. Hey, dog, did y'all know Buc-ee's was coming to Tallahassee? Oh, shit. Yo.
I thought
got
hired.
Nah, bro, like that's bigger than that. Like I'm not stopping at that's gonna do damage to Busy Bee. Why would you stop at Lake City or Live Oak and just drive the extra little 90 minutes to go to Buc-ee's? It's so much better. Like, yo, this is like, y'all thought Wawa was good. Like, Buc-ee's has some things that they can fix. You get tired of eating the brisket every now and then, but there's so much shit to buy at Buc-ee's that you don't get tired of everything. In the bathrooms are just clean. Yeah. I've never been, like, this is how I know I'm old. Things like excite me, like bathrooms. Like you can literally, do you know what it's like to be able to go take a shit at a gas station because you don't have to hold it all the way, because it can cause so many problems. My bad, Jay. That's sorry. Just somebody, my boy Jibs sent it to me. And like, I'm like, yo, like, that's crazy. It's incredible. Like, we literally make stops based on Buc-ee's. Like every time anybody goes, like our whole when we did our state championship run a couple of years ago, we had to drive past Buc-ee's to get back off the exit to come back to Buc-ee's. Like we went to Buc-ee's every time we drive and go south. So my fault. Got excited. Really excited about Buc-ee's.
We have some NILs to discuss, some Knowles in the league making a name in the NFL. So starting from left to right, at the top, you have Braden Fisk, the D end on the Los Angeles Rams, 2 total tackles, 1 QB hurry. Jalen Ramsey, 9 total tackles, 3 solo tackles in the loss to Chicago. Jameis, the guy, 366 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and a 33-yard receiving touchdown in the overtime loss to the Lions. Jerrion Jones versus the Cardinals, 7 total tackles, 4 solo, 2 TFL, and 1 PBU. And Azaria had 3 total tackles, 2 of them solo, 1 PBU versus Baltimore. Renardo Green had 1 PBU versus Carolina on Monday. Jermaine Johnson had 4 total tackles versus Baltimore. And Jared Verse had 4 total tackles, 3 solo, 2 sacks, and 2 QB hurries versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, James, your good friend Travis Holmes, who you do the Jaguars breakdown with, made this chart because a lot of people have been discussing if Trevor Lawrence is the best QB in Jaguars franchise history. So he took some time to crunch the numbers to compare the QBs of the past to the QB of the present. So he said, I took a look at what I considered to be the top 4 QBs in Jaguar history to try and pair the film with the stats. I used the best 5 years for Brunell and took out Lawrence's rookie season to attempt to make it as fair a comparison as possible. So his 4 best QBs were Blake Bortles, David Garrard, Mark Brunell, and Trevor Lawrence. And you can see from right here, the blue denotes the best in that category, and the yellow denotes the worst. And Trevor doesn't really have any of much, neither the best, neither the worst, right in the middle, if you will. So his worst category is the fumbles lost per game. He actually leads in the quarterback comparison with that as well. But if you take a look at passing yards per game, Blake Bortles got that. Rushing yards per game, Blake Bortles got that. Total TDs per game, Blake Bortles got that. So James, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but even if you take a look at his record, he almost had the worst record, excluding his rookie season, with a 29-42 record. I know there's been a lot of head coaching changes and even front office changes in the mix as well, but just wanted to shout out Travis Holmes for putting stats into great application with this post.
If you go back and listen to, or look at, just if you guys get an opportunity, one, I need you to go check out the shorts on YouTube. Just click those. That's how we get paid here. Like, that's way more important. But go to our IG page, and if you want to see insanity, look at I just wish I had people. Y'all don't like me like y'all like Trevor Lawrence, man. Like, people are just like, no, it's never Trevor. It's never Trevor's fault. You don't know ball. You could see who only read stat. I sat and watched that shit, and it was bad. Like, they bought that Trevor life, dog. Like, and it's hard to respond to all of them. Like, sometimes you want to engage and get the all, but now I'm like sad and I'm scared because these are people who might harm you because, like, if they care a lot about a loser. It's kind of like with Cat Williams it's been 2 years almost since the Cat Williams interview on Club Shay Shay.
Oh wow.
Well, he was just like, your affinity for losers worries me. Your affinity for, like, it just, some of y'all really It's why Jodyism is so big. And when I call Jodyism, there was this great Negro movie that we'll have in our Discord, with Negro movies you need to watch. Most of them are years old, but like this Negro movie was classic because as bad as it was, there were some good actors in it. But it's called Baby Boy. And Jody is actually technically a tragic figure because people looked at it the wrong way. Jody was molested by his baby mama. She's years older than him. Technically it's statutory. But Jody is basically our analogy. As long as you have good D and top, a lot of things can happen for you in life because he was out there slanging dick everywhere, apparently all through Compton. But Jody slept on the couch at his baby mama's, and when he lived with his mom, and the only thing, no job, only thing he had to offer was dick, and he was surviving. And the reason why I know that this is prevalent is because the way that some of y'all actually defend Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is Jody. He ain't providing, he ain't even giving you good dick. He's just there. And he's a user. The defense and everybody else is bailing him out with his interception. You can't blame his interceptions on drops these last couple weeks, because them bitches ain't dropping the ball and he's still throwing interceptions. He still threw a guy into the infirmary. He's still making boneheaded decisions. Consecutive games he threw a thick 6. Wait a minute, yeah, because we lost to the Texans, and then we lost this game, and it's just like, again, we're winning, but we're winning in spite of Trevor.
Right.
And the numbers are there. Your eyes are showing you. And you still don't want to believe.
Thinking this real, they can't.
They can't. Like, this is going to be the one that's going to make people believe.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, if they like it, I love it. But the problem is, I got to do this every week, man. I got to go on TV and talk about this guy, man. You know how hard it is? It's why my dreads are kind of thinning. Because of Trevor. I want it. And again, I want him to be great for you. I want, man, you know how fun it is? Again, I'm the guy who put his neck out, the little bit of neck that I have, put it out on the line, saying the Jags are making the playoffs. I said that. I said that before anybody else said it. And then Trevor rewards me with this. The same O-line that sucked when we were losing. It's not Trevor. It's the O-line. The O-line hasn't changed. Still the same offensive line. It's the same offensive line when we were 5-2. It's the same offensive line when we're winning right now. But when we're losing, it's the offensive line. I just don't understand why you guys like losers so much. I just want him to be better, man, because I believe in him. I'm like you, except for the fact that it comes a better time and place when you can accept the ain't shit aspects of the people that you love in your life. People say, how do you have such a great relationship with your dad? I really don't. It's not bad, but I recognize that he ain't shit. And you know what? It freed me. It's a great quote from, what's the movie? 5 Heartbeats. And he goes and he yells at Eddie Kane's daddy, yells at him. He said, you ain't gonna be shit, because I ain't shit. It's kind of like you recognize the ain't shit in you because you see the ain't shit that came before you. The predecessors. I wish I knew my grandfather. We probably come from a long line of ain't shit motherfuckers. And we could have all been ain't shit together. And the goal is just to make the next little shit a little more ain't shit, a little bit less ain't shit. But at least with Trevor, you recognize he ain't shit. And then you can grow from there. It becomes so much more fun because now you're like, oh, Trevor threw another interception. Or he can surprise you. You know why it's so cool when the dude that don't actually, as a man, a lot of women always say, hey, they don't like broke best friends. And you be like, hey, you kind of like my little broke best friend because I'm always giving you shit. You know why? Like I get like you know about the little $5 coffee. People give me like little $5 Starbucks things. And I'm like, oh, I'll be so happy about it because I don't expect shit. In the $5 doesn't even call with my coffee. It's $6.11. And I'd be like, but it's the I'm like, I wasn't expecting anything from them. So when they give me something, it's like, wow. I promise you, Jaguar football will be so much more enjoyable if you go into the game accepting that your quarterback is ass. Because you know what you can appreciate? Everybody appreciates a good ass. It just, if he does good, he's a good ass. But nobody really wants a badass unless it's like Joy Taylor. Because then it's a fun badass. Because Joy's ass ain't fun. Joy's ass ain't big. It ain't good, but it's fun. But my bad. Put up the stats. Like, we already seen the stats. The boat is better than him. The boat gave us, you know why the boat, Blake Bortles, will always be welcome here? He gave us a Miles Jack ain't down. We have a story. It was fun. We knew he wasn't shit every day on the sports den. Blake Bortles is out here drinking again. Blake Bortles is here. Did you know Blake Bortles got 3 girls pregnant? And I don't give a fuck. We're going on a playoff run. That was the day when I had to educate white people about how America really works. Weird. They kneeled in London. They disrespected our country. I am no longer going to Jags games. We're in section 27. It'll be empty. The lady was mad. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, the Jags ain't been to the playoffs in a fucking decade. if the Jaguars going to, I said, if the Jaguars going to run, the whole stadium will be packed. And you know what? I was mad because what I learned is y'all don't really feel as passionate about the dumb shit that you be passionate about. Stadium was packed. Stadium was packed. And you know what I was saying about Blake Bortles? Blake Bortles be throwing them Hennessy bottles. Why do you call them Hennessy bottles? Because the ball is drunk. Like, that's what I said about Blake. But when you're throwing Hennessy bottles and you winning, baby, life is fun. Call us VIP because everybody getting some. Mark Brunell, go look at his stats. Trash. But you know what Mark Brunell did? He took us to 2 third round of the playoff AFC championship appearances. And Trevor has the ability to be just like all of these guys. The playoff win he won, he's the reason why we were down. He threw a bunch of interceptions, and it took us to do another thing that had never been done in the NFL before. I think we came back down 20 and didn't get one fucking turnover in the second half. Do you know how hard and impressive that is? That just means you made the other team go 3 and out every time. And you didn't, because you had to score. You can't just score 20. You had to score 20. You had to score for 21. I'm just saying, bro, like, it's okay. Accept it. All right. Again, y'all aren't, you're not. If you like it, fine. But just, keep commenting on the page because you help the algorithm. But do that shit on YouTube. Because I don't think we've set up the payments for IG and Facebook. Like, we got to get that shit set. Then you can comment wherever you want to comment. But let me go viral on YouTube.
You got full.
It's okay, man.
Now we're going to discuss the Monday Night Football game between the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers. Can't wait to hear the quick blitz episode on this one because, boy, was it a stinker game on Monday night. So we're going to share this tab right here, get through the box score and the team stats. So Bryce Young went 18-29, 169 yards, 5.8 average per completion, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He got sacked 1 time, losing 8 yards. And Brock Purdy went 23 of 32 for 193 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. He had a QBR of 49.2 and a quarterback rating of 58.5, while Bryce Young had a QBR of 13.5 with the rating of 60.8. The talk of this game for Carolina's offensive mishaps were Rico Dowdle. He had 6 carries for 38 yards, averaging 6.3 yards a carry, but he only had 6 carries in the game, and Carolina only had 13 carries in the entire game, with 9 of those carries coming from their 2 running backs. The 4 other carries coming from Bryce Young. He had 4 carries and 15 yards. CMC was putting in work, man. He had 24 carries, 89 yards, average of 3.7 yards per carry, and a touchdown on the day on the rushing tip. And Tetairoa McMillan had 2 receptions, 35 yards, and a touchdown for the Panthers, their only touchdown, while Jawan Jennings had the only receiving touchdown for the Niners. But George Kittle led the Niners in receiving yards, with 78 yards and 6 receptions as well. So team stats, the Niners had 23 more first downs compared to the Panthers, and the Panthers went 1 of 7 on third downs, while the Niners went 7 of 13. The Niners ran 70 plays compared to the Panthers 43, 27 more plays than the Panthers, and the Niners had 110 more yards than the Panthers as well. So going down the list, you can just look at the rushing difference right here. 69 for the Panthers compared to 147 for the Niners.
Wait,
so,
the man really named Mustafa? That's what's up.
So in the red zone attempts, the Panthers were there twice, and they were 0 of 2 controversial call on the goal line, while the Niners were 2 of 3 on their red zone attempts as well. And turnovers were key in this game. Brock Purdy still managed to win this game by throwing 3 interceptions. Bryce Young threw 2 interceptions as well. And the Niners had 15 more minutes of time of possession than the Carolina Panthers.
23 first downs. What it looks like is, again, the Jags proved me wrong. There's an anomaly. But all you need in life is good D and some top, and you're going to be successful. And San Francisco, much better D and much better top. Almost too much top because Trevor, my bad. Chuba, my bad. Purdy was just too bored. That's what it came down to. But he did good. They won. At the end of the day, the win is all that matters. So
this was CMC's carry chart for the game, courtesy of Next Gen Stats. So Christian McCaffrey forced 11 missed tackles against the Panthers, tied for the 5th most by any player in the game this season. McCaffrey leads the NFL with 83 missed tackles forced entering the Week 13 slate, 10 away from his 2023 career high of 93. So the yellow line denotes 0 to 5 yards gain. The green line denotes 5+ yards gain, or a touchdown, and the blue dot signifies the touchdown as well. The red dot.
So he had a fumble?
No, he had a tackle for loss. The red circle would mean he'd have a fumble.
Oh, red circle. My bad. I'm looking at the line. So what's wild about this, I need to do a next gen series in the offseason. Because a lot of stuff that I've been saying for years gets proven by the stats. Like most of the passes, we have so many kids that we preach, throw the ball downfield, throw the ball downfield, throw the ball downfield to the young athletes because they think that's what the NFL game is, because most of you guys watch just the Red Zone channel or condensed highlights and don't understand that it's not about that. It's about completions and doing different things. And most passes are short and accurate. I try to tell running backs, every play is not a big play, but you have to do things a certain way. You're consistent. You do it the right way so that you will eventually break the long run. If this chart right here is proof of that. Look at how he had 24 carries. What is that? Out of 24 carries, what is that? 5 greens there, Jada?
Yeah, it looks like 5.
And what's the longest one?
His longest rush, let me go pull back up the box.
No, I was just saying, just look at the green. I can't really, because you shrunk it.
Oh, my bad.
So what is the green line in the middle? And again, 20 yards is a big play in the NFL. It's literally a stat they track. His longest run was under 20 yards.
It was 17 yards specifically.
So what does that tell us, kids? It tells us be consistent. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Pound is boxing. Body shot, headshot. You're not gonna knock them out by just going for headshots all the time. You gotta hit the body. You gotta work the body. And the game was made complex by a bunch of people who never did anything. Or they don't want you to understand that it's really, really simple. It's nowhere near as complicated as what people are making it. So yeah, that's yeah.
CMC actually leads the NFL in rush attempts with 217, and he leads the NFL in receptions as well with 81. So they've been definitely getting their money's worth with CMC in the backfield. So speaking of the Niners, James, let's talk about Brock Purdy because, man, this was bad. Brock Purdy has 3 interceptions on throws traveling at least 15 yards downfield in the game for the first time in his career. Purdy has a career-high 6 interceptions on deep passes this season. Only Tua and J.J. McCarthy have more interceptions on deep throws this season with 7 each. And we talked about the offensive struggles for the Niners, but let's hype up that 49ers defense because the 49ers blitzed Bryce Young at a 29.4% rate, limiting him to 3 of 8 for 14 yards and 2 interceptions on blitzes. The Panthers' negative 15.1 EPA against the blitz were the 4th fewest by any team in a game this season. That stat line is atrocious on the blitz. 3 of 8 for 14 yards and 2 interceptions. Whew, man, that is really, really bad right there. But let's talk about T-Mac, a.k.a. Tetairoa McMillan. So Tetairoa McMillan had his 5th receiving touchdown, and it puts him among the rookie leaders. So McMillan's touchdown was on his 2nd reception, giving him the most receptions among rookies this season with 56, and tied for the 2nd most reception touchdowns among rookies, only behind Emeka Egbuka down there in Tampa with 6. So his 5.
How much does our first round receiver have?
Let's 3 if I'm guessing off the top of my head.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh, my bad. 1. He has 1 this year.
Oh.
Yeah. 30 receptions, 420 yards, 1 touchdown.
That's actually, if he had 420 yards receiving.
Yeah, he's averaging 14 yards per reception. So
yeah, that's actually
really
not
good.
bad. Like knowing it, but when you, what does Tetris have?
Pulling that up right now. He has 56 receptions, 783 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaging the same per reception, though 14 yards per reception. So he's
like, if we could, like, the only thing that would have made him better is like he actually only plays one side of the ball. So like Travis imagine if Travis would have like focused, maybe
my
he
bad.
would be what Tetris is.
I read Brian Thomas Jr. stats. I thought you meant our first round last year. I'm sorry about that. But Travis Hunter's stats this year, 28 receptions, 298 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 10.6 yards per reception.
But Travis has been hurt for like 5 weeks, right?
He has played 7 games this year.
Well, still stinky. He has how many touchdowns though?
1.
Okay.
Against the Rams in the blowout loss in London. That was his first.
And that's when
NFL
he started
touchdown.
pounding his chest. That we're getting our asses whooped, and you got a mercy rule touchdown. To our defense, the Rams have whooped everybody's ass. It seems like every time I look up, the Rams are kicking ass. Like they're probably gonna win, and it's gonna be epic because I'm going to see Jared.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna see my dogs, and we gonna have a great time. Like, Jaden, you got to be rooting for the Rams, right? Kinda.
Oh yeah, Derek Verse for sure, man. We used
The
to get
content we're gonna get.
Yeah, I used to get my hair cut in the same barber as Jared Verse too.
You said what?
I used to get my haircut in the same barbershop as Jared Verse.
We already got storylines. See, just nobody has that storyline. Nobody can go and say, "Hey, no, such and such barber." He said, "What's up?" We can go. Matter of fact, if it happens, Jane, we getting your barber on. We got to get the bar. We got to get the barbershop talk. We interview it like, "Hey, do you still see Jared when he comes back?" "Yeah, I see him." "Does he fly you out?" "Nah, he went and found a guy in L.A."
Yeah.
Jared actually kind of makes me believe we'll reshare a clip where I was with Jared was like, "Man, I'll walk around Tallahassee with all my ice on and nobody in me." I said, "Brother, don't do that." Remember, everybody in LA was getting robbed at one point. Derwin James got robbed. We haven't heard no Jared Verse getting robbed. I'm just saying, man, he might be right. I like that. Anyway, but yeah, I say that because I want to. If the Jags had just waited and drafted Tetris, maybe Trevor would have put another person in the infirmary, but it would be better for us.
All right, we got to discuss this because Panther safety Trevon Moehrig actually got suspended 1 game without pay for his nut tap against 49ers wide receiver Jauan Jennings. But a nut tap is an understatement because he straight up sucker punched Jauan Jennings in his valuables. And they got him on camera, just like they got Jamar Chase on camera spitting on Jalen Ramsey. So let's take a look at this shot because, man, you can understand why Jauan Jennings wanted his ones after the game because this is just nasty work right here.
Boop. Oh, with the club. Yeah. Hey, running back. Yeah, that's like one of those. You gotta put the Japanese, like the anime. Like, nah. I'm shocked that like the way he got tapped, though. That's supposed to like
He should have been down.
He should have been down for a little bit more, dog. You should have had to get him the next play. You should have been able to get him right then, dog. Because he didn't like just brush your nuts. Like he followed. He what's impressive was yeah. What's impressive was when you box it, they teach you now don't just leave it out there. You got to hit and bring it back. So it was a good follow through, and he got his hip through, but he didn't brought his hand back. So if he needed to punch it again, he could have read up. Hey man, what the hell is going? It's funny because it's not me, but I've had my nuts grabbed before in a pile, and I was just 8-town stomping to get myself out of that bitch. I was in that thing just a stomp. I was kicking everything that I could. The referee was like, "You should not be kicking. They over there grabbing my nuts, ref." And that is meant for a special lady to do.
That's to go to the hospital after.
Like that was man. That I know that you your nuts could go up. Like I've actually in high school, I was running the ball and I tried to jump, and the kid guy tackled me, and I tried to jump over, and dude's cleat caught me right up in there. And what you don't want, because the only way it comes down is if you relax. It eventually comes down, but they can kick them up in there, and it don't feel great. It makes you feel like you have to take a shit and something's in your stomach, like something's lodged in your guts. It's not a comfortable feeling. Not a comfortable feeling. And that man gonna have kids, and like they might be special because of this nut shot.
NFL YoungBoy strikes again. And ladies and gentlemen, for those wondering who NFL YoungBoy is, that is none other than Cowboys wide receiver. Some saying he took over CeeDee Lamb's spot for wide receiver 1, George Pickens.
Ooh.
So George Pickens commented this on Instagram towards Philly fans. Weak Philly fans, N-words known for sandwiches. So I just wanted to put this quote because I thought this was a hilarious quote by NFL
It's just
YoungBoy.
I'm just reading it like because I was at the I was at the Cuban shop yesterday after we got done recording Gator Bowl segment, and I was talking about Philly. I was talking about Philly for some reason, and then somebody overheard the conversation. There's a couple people from Philly, but like we literally didn't talk about anything other than sandwiches. And it wasn't a cheesesteak, because like you could tell somebody who's really from that way by what they actually like. It's actually the roast pork sandwich. It's probably way. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love a good Philly, like more Jersey style. I don't like the cheese whiz, but like you get white American cheese, get the onions and the bell pepper, put a couple slices of tomato on it. I'm telling you, take it to the next level. But like the roast pork sandwich is really good, but it's really the bread. But when you really think about it, it's that and Rocky.
Oh yeah.
And then Meek Mill for a minute, but you can't really claim Meek Mill no more. He be doing some weird shit. If Meek Mill would have just shut up, he got the new Negro national anthem. Because you could just play like, I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this so I can sound like that. It gets everybody going. And it's so polite to see white people do it. Because he say nigga a lot. And they self-mute. And it'll be like, because you be watching. And then they do it, and then it starts off real smooth. And you got the piano going, and then it just gets out of control. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished when I bought that Aston Martin? Y'all thought it was rented? I'm like, but then you got this guy comes in and he beats you and says, and I want to say it like Charlie Murphy, like weak ass Philly fans, niggas known for sandwiches, sandwiches. Like, you know, just like you just said with a straight face and then you smile like niggas known for sandwiches. Come on, man. What I look like being terrified of niggas known for sandwiches? It's just the crash out video. Now, like, state your name if you're going to opt out of the bench press and where you're from.
Yeah, I
I'm George Pickens, George Pickens, Georgia and George Pickens, and I'm going to bench. No, I'm not going to bench George Pickens, and I'm going to do the. I was like, get it out, baby. Get it out. Like, get it out. But you realize, like, his story, too. Like, you know, in Mississippi, you could graduate with a 1.0.
It's not a real. What's a 1.0? What letter does that?
That's a D. Like, George Pickens barely, like, the work they had to do to get George Pickens in college was amazing. That cheater deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, the things that I know about people, like, I'm just grateful he went to college. It goes back to what I was saying. He's one of the exceptions to the rule. George Pickens definitely had an IEP and definitely is a crash out and is really good at football. I don't care about all the other stuff. He probably would be a better defensive player. But it's just, I love NFL young boy, man. It's great.
Shout out to all the teams that lied and all the.
Yeah, man. Shout out. Yeah, it's a profession. It's a profession. Shout out to all the. I think the statute of limitations is up. I did all my work. Like, if ChatGPT would have been around, I'd be better. I came up with all the ideas for all my papers and all of this stuff, but I did have somebody who crafted it and made it sound smart.
I mean,
they made make sure the grammar was proper. But shout out to the people who really, if somebody else didn't walk them through the process, you know, y'all the real MVP, man. Like Tupac said, you are appreciated. Like, just, we need to do like they need to have a memorial for the best tutors and the teachers who knew. Like, shout out to my science teacher. I think he's dead now. His wife was like was a paraplegic. And he was a good man, but he wanted to give me a D, and that D would have got me like I wouldn't have been able to graduate because I wouldn't have passed physics. And I had to go and I had to tell him, I was like, do you give me some work to do? He's like, no, I can't do it. I said, do you really want somebody like me to come and see somebody like you when you've given me nothing to lose because you took the opportunity for me to play? And he made a really sound decision. It was better to give me the C. Actually, I didn't even do no work. He just gave me the C because it was like, I was like a point away, dog. I was a point away from a D, from a C. It was like a 69. Just give me the point. Give me the point, or we're coming to your house.
I was like, I thought this man did something gracious for the youth.
It was very good. It was for the youth. Think about what the youth would be like right now and what Jacksonville could be, or if I didn't graduate high school because I got a fucking D because I got a D in physics. It was for the like it was for the greater good because I was ready to ski mask up.
No book back drive.
There was no camera phones then. Like we was for to get it out of the mud, dog. Like, yay. This for the rock. I was for to have the Rock Brookway. I just said thank God for growth and maturity and a lot of the things. I'm telling you, man, this smile is a lot, but there was a lot that got to me to get to this smile. But sorry about that, Jay. That just NFL young boy just made me think about life.
Yeah, I don't know. You forgot to mention Gilly the Kid too when we talk about what Philly's known for, but that's another topic for another day as well. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Like, I used to rob niggas. When I used to come up on the block, they used to walk away. And then it's because like, oh no, everybody was pretty friendly when we came around. What was that? Was that when I went to jail? I said, yo, that's still one of the wildest things ever.
So this is your Thanksgiving weekend slate for the NFL. So Thanksgiving Thursday, you have the Packers Lions, then the Chiefs Cowboys, then the Bengals and Ravens. Black Friday, you have the Bears at the Eagles as well. Then those are your Sunday matchups. So for the Jaguars, we have the division rival Tennessee Titans. Liam Cohen said this is going to be a nitty-gritty game. I hope it's not, because the Titans are really bad, and I'm hoping they can really just destroy the Titans in this game and get things moving along for the playoffs in the near future. But just wanted to share the Thanksgiving slate of games with you all and this weekend's games as well.
Make sure you guys go and make sure you go and check out make sure you get your lineups in so that you can try to win the fantasy football lineups as well as the NFL pick'em. We already know you're not going to win the NFL pick'em. I'm on a roll right now. If I could just get teams to act right, I could sweep it and just get the one big parlay that I want. I just need one parlay. I just want to hit one big one and then we'll be all right. I don't got to hit no more. I hit one last year and it was fun.
So these are your MVP frontrunners for the NFL. So your MVP favorites through week 12, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook, are 37-year-old Matt Stafford and 23-year-old Drake May. Matt Stafford is currently the favorite. He's my favorite to win the MVP as well with his minus 215 odds. And then you have Drake May with plus 200. So shout out to Matt Stafford because he's been putting on a QB clinic in the NFL. So let's take a look at the Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalists. So there are 26 candidates in the modern era players category that have reached the semifinalist stage for possible election to the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026. We have Fred Taylor on the list. So Fred Taylor was a finalist for last year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class in 2025. So hopefully he can get the nod this year in the Hall of Fame. So you got Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Frank Gore, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jason Witten, who are the first-year eligible players on this list. There are only 4 of those players on this list, and a couple other players were finalists for last year's class as well, besides Fred Taylor, including Eli Manning, Torrey Holt, Steve Smith Sr., Reggie Wayne, Adam Vinatieri, Willie Anderson, Jari Evans, Marshall Yanda, Luke Kuechly, Terrell Suggs, and Darren Woodson as well.
Well, we already know who's not getting there. And it's sad, but we're going to hang out with him in Indianapolis.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Burn 87.
It's just tough, man. It's like Fitz is getting in, right? Frank Gore's not getting in. those two quarterbacks could, but definitely Drew Brees is getting in. Like when I think about a guy like Darren Woodson, Rodney Harrison, all really, really good players. You look at the line, it's really hard for offensive linemen to get in. Fred Taylor is exponentially a better running back than Frank Gore. Frank Gore doesn't just get the Lifetime Achievement Award. I really think they just really need to just call it something different. They need to redo Hall of Fame and find guys who are really good. And then, like, because the room it's getting too big. There's too many people in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, like it's just like the stats used to mean something. 10,000 yards used to like, yo, that's a hell of a career. But now it just means you got 10,000 yards because you played 20 years and you're gonna die when you're 45, as opposed to natural age. But we'll know before anybody else knows. And I really do want Reggie. I think Reggie's a good guy. Hang out with him every year. I mean, really, really cool cat. But just that's kind of just the way I see it.
Shout out to Reggie, man, number 87. Shout out to him for sure, for sure. So, James, the Browns made it official. The Browns are naming Shedeur Sanders as their starting quarterback. So they are going to face off against the San Francisco 49ers in their next game this Sunday. They're playing at home against the 49ers. So Shedeur is set to start this game. For any of my Shedeur fans out there, just wanted to let you guys know what has been going on in the mix. So for any of my fantasy fans out there, we like to supply you guys with the perfect and imperfect fantasy lineups from the past week. So for this week, Jameis took home the crown as the perfect quarterback to have in fantasy this past week. He had 32.24 points. Man, Jahmyr Gibbs, one of my favorite running backs in the league, had 55.4 points. CMC, 27.2. That boy, JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 37. He is that Njigba, 37.1 points. Wan'Dale Robinson, courtesy of Jameis Winston, had 30.6 points. You have Mr. Henry on the Patriots, 24.5. Amon-Ra with 29.9. You got the Houston kicker with 16. And that Rams defense is putting on for sure. They had 18 points. So let's take a look at the other side of the coin. And James, a lot of people are having J.J. McCarthy's head on a stake, man. 0.48 points for the Vikings quarterback.
Never mind. Just fucking DEI hire. I hate them shits, man. Like, he's taking jobs away from qualified black people in the NFL.
Basul Tutton, 1.7. DeAndre Swift, 1.9. Jameson Williams, 0. Jordan Addison, 0. Dalton Schultz, 1.8. Mr. Shaheed, 0.5. You have the Tampa kicker with 1. And that Buccaneers defense against the Rams had 0 points.
So these guys played, they just didn't get no points. Okay.
Yes.
I must say, like, what qualified? Like,
Yep, those guys did actually play, but did not do the best for their fantasy teams. So we're going to go from that to the division standings. So let's take a look at these, sailing through these right quick. So the New England Patriots are 10-2, leading the AFC, and they're top of the AFC East. The Colts are 8-3 on top of the AFC South. The Baltimore Ravens have been working their way back up, and they're on top of the AFC North. And the Denver Broncos are 9-2 on top of the AFC West. So let's take a look at the NFC. The Eagles are leading the NFC East. No surprise there. Pretty bad division. NFC South, Tampa Bay still in the lead. Chicago is the king of the North, man. And the Rams, no surprise, are the kings of the NFC West. That team is definitely a scary team. I would not want to play in the playoffs. So from the rankings as of right now, this would be our playoff picture, the hypothetical playoff picture. The Patriots and the Rams are the 1 seed, so they'd have that first round bye, if you will. And the wild card rounds would consist of these teams: the Bills going up against the Broncos, Jags at the Colts, Chargers at the Ravens, and then on the other side, you'd have Niners at Eagles, Packers at the Bears, and then the Seahawks at the Bucks. So
I'm
this
definitely going to that game. The Jags versus the Colts. I'll go to Indy for that. That'd be a cool little trip.
So this is based after week 12. So these are subject to change, but just wanted to give you guys those updates as well. And let's take a look at the stat leaders after week 12, courtesy of ESPN. So Drake May at the top of the list for your offensive leaders with 3,130 passing yards. Jordan Brooks, man, I don't think he's going to get caught this year, with 125 total tackles on the list. And then you have Jonathan Taylor with 1,197 rushing yards. And James Cook is the second running back to break that 1,000-yard threshold. But Jahmyr Gibbs is slowly trying to climb his way back. And then you have Myles Garrett. He's been doing the unthinkable in terms of getting to the quarterback and getting no sacks, looking to break the 22.5 NFL sack record. And we have an NIL on this list, Brian Burns, aka Spider-Man, 13 sacks. But let's talk about those Houston edge rushers, man, because they are the best edge rushing duo in the league. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. have a combined 21.5 sacks together, and Michael Parsons makes your top 5. But JSN, man, he is a dog. 1,313 yards. He broke the Seahawks single season receiving record with 5 less games than DK Metcalf, who previously held the record. But NFL Youngboy is in a smooth second place with 1,054 yards as well. And Puka, man, he is a dog out there with 947. But on your interceptions, you have Kevin Byard, Nashawn Wright, and Tremaine Edmonds all on the same team, and they're all in the top 5 in interceptions. JC Horn is tied for first place, and Devin Lloyd is still tied for 4th with his 4 interceptions as well. So just wanted to update you guys on the stat leaders in the NFL. And James, I know you wanted me to try and find the tier maker for the BS or Bussin' food segment. So we're going to look at some of the notable Thanksgiving items on the table for Thanksgiving for this BS or Bussin' food segment and see where James ranks the Thanksgiving food items. So we're going to use a tier maker to get this thing started. And I think this is the main tier maker people have been using. So we're going to go with this, see if it's to James's liking or if we should find another one. But let's just take a look at these food items right here, James, and see if this is something you want to rank.
Put white gravy. I'm good. I'm just gonna go with what I don't. Pecan pie. Not even looking at it. Roasted carrots. Not even looking at it. Roasted potatoes. Not even looking at it. Scalloped potatoes. I'm good. Steak for this occasion, it's okay. I can eat steak year round. I don't need that. I don't know why whipped cream is on there, but I do like pie. So let's put out but if it's not there, I'm not gonna be mad. So it's okay. Turkey, I'm not leaving it. I'm leaving if it's not there. I'm a turkey guy. Sweet potato casserole, I love it. Stuffing, love it. Actually, stuffing, I'm leaving if it's not there. Stuffing, dressing is the same thing to me. Crescent rolls, love it. Dinner rolls, love it. Carrots, won't even look at it. I will leave if you give me grape salad. Green bean casserole, I'm good. Green beans, it's okay. Green Jello salad, I'm not looking at it. Ham, I'm leaving if it's not there because I didn't even know you could eat ham year round until recently. What's a college? Red Jello salad, not even looking at it. Why the fuck is that there? Mac and cheese, I'm leaving if it's not there. Mashed potatoes, it's okay. What the fuck is get pumpkin pie out of there? Even though I did just give it to a bunch of people, but put it there. Red Jello salad, not looking at it. Red potatoes, I'm good. Cranberry sauce, I love it. Cream spinach, I'm good. And corn, I'm good. I love me some cornbread, but it's okay in this, and cornbread casserole in this situation. Cool Whip is whipped cream, so I'm cool with that. It's okay. What does that say? Say compost?
Yeah, I think this is just a joke. So
okay. Yeah, there we go. Collard greens. If it's not there, I'm not coming. Brussels sprouts, I'm good. I actually like Brussels sprouts now. Brown gravy, love it. Biscuits, you can love it. I just need bread. Baked sweet potatoes and sweet potato casserole is the same thing, basically, but go ahead, put that up. Put that with the I love it. I'm good on squash. And apple pie, I love it. But there's no banana pudding here. So stuffing ain't nothing but dressing that ain't put in, that the stuff that's been inside the box. Like, give me dressing or stuffing. Give me something with that. I need that. I want that. But this is basically, that's my list. Listen, guys, if the things on that, I'm good. Like, if you want, I know some of y'all like pecan pie, but like, who is making Jello for Thanksgiving? Like, this is a Super Bowl. Why are we doing random shit like that? Like, you can get Jello, like Jello's for people who are in the hospital. I was fucking Jello up when I was in the hospital, but I don't want Jello in real life. What are your thoughts on that, Jaden? Anything you want to rearrange or that you would change differently?
I feel like I'm off Thanksgiving food. Like, I'm tired of it. So like, but what I was like my S tier, my top, I'll do ham, mac and cheese, greens. Gotta have Hawaiian rolls. I'll take Hawaiian rolls over cornbread on Thanksgiving. Fair. Hot take.
No, that's good. That was in the Thanksgiving bags I was giving out.
Oh, for sure. I can kill me some Hawaiian rolls. Let's see. I like sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. I know a lot of black people don't like pumpkin pie, so that's controversial for sure, but I like both of them for sure. So that's pretty much it. Mashed potatoes, I usually eat that as well on Thanksgiving, but I eat potato salad too.
I like mashed potatoes. Like, I like and then like I've had, like, we make, my aunt and then make a roast on Thanksgiving too sometimes, and I just had that a couple weeks ago. Like,
yeah,
you gotta, like, where I come from, with my thought processes, which is stupid. I get it. I know it's stupid now, but I grew up my whole life thinking that you can only eat turkey and ham during Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that's kind of just like, that's kind of why I think the way I think. But I'm not opposed to like some of those things. Just some of the things we just really gotta, like, some of these people are crazy.
For sure. And if you guys are looking to do something in Jacksonville on Thanksgiving Day,
we skating.
There's gonna be a post later with the hours for the Thanksgiving Day, because Planet Skate is gonna be open on the north side for anybody in Jacksonville looking to skate. Man, there is a skating rink off Lim Turner, 9441 Lim Turner Road, new skating rink. Y'all should go pop out. Much appreciated if you do. I've been doing some of the social media videos on the Facebook and IG, so show some love to your boy on there as well. But just wanted to put that out there as well. And you got Adrian saying she's making oxtails and turkey wings. I don't know why you put that in the chat if you're not going to share. So
that part, man, like,
that hurts, man. That really hurts.
Me. Oh, I need some deviled eggs too. Man, Jennifer, listen, man. Jen is definitely. I know her kids are men. Jen can't be white. There's no way. It doesn't make any sense what she's saying. Like, this shit is delicious. That looks delicious. That sounds amazing. What she just put on there on that plate. But yeah, give me the. Damn, I could use a good. I can use a good. Like my man T Wig. I gotta tweet this out. My guy T Wig wife made some deviled eggs so good that we ate it on air. We went to commercial break. Like we just said, yo, bump y'all and what we talking about. We gotta get this right. So good deviled egg is great. Jaden, I want to take the I want to bring Mandarin University up there. Like you gotta set me up, man. I ain't got but so much bread now, so you can't give me I don't know if I can pay full price unless y'all take food stamp cards. But I want to get the guys up there. I want to support that, man. It's a very cool undertaking that you and the fam are doing, and I'm sure your mother really appreciates you using your social media talents to make that happen, man. So good stuff on Planet State. And also, if you guys have a not the vertical IG one, but like the one that we would put on like a YouTube one like the whatever the specs that we would put on YouTube, make sure you send that over to me and I'll put it in the streams when we're doing games and stuff. So be another way to get some more information on how we can go skate. So no OGs wilding this week.
No, I couldn't find anything for OGs wilding, but I do have the definition between stuffing and dressing because I really didn't know. But stuffing is cooked inside the turkey, but the dressing is separate. So it's like the same thing, but one's just cooked in the turkey, one's not cooked in the turkey. Me personally, I don't want the stuffing in the turkey because that just, I don't know, don't sound right.
It just gets you so the juices and stuff that come out of the turkey, like it makes it more moist, but you can make dressing not dry. Right. And like it just gives it a little bit more flavor. But bottom line is I need some cornbread based casserole or whatever the fuck that is to eat. And I put cranberry sauce on top of it. So that's necessary. I can't wait until some of this stuff clears up so I can make myself an OG Wildin' segment. But we'll get that here soon. Oh, wait a minute. Built has a sale going on. All these Black Friday sales. I know I got a 75-inch TV coming here really, really soon. That I just couldn't turn it down because it was like so cheap. But yeah, man, outside of that, I really appreciate everybody I don't know where Miles is at, but there we go. I appreciate everybody for chopping it up with us on the show today, and we will see you guys next time.